is September 1st. Can you believe it? It's back to school time, and this year it's fraught with a huge desire to get back to normal, to have kids in school, and a battle with some teachers' unions that are pushing back. In an open letter to America's parents, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos writes, "No one is suggesting that every single child must be behind a desk in a classroom, or that health realities on the ground won't cause temporary disruptions. We do, however, believe, as the rule, schools must be open for in-person learning as an option for the families who want it or who need it. Your child, your school, your way." Education Secretary Betsy DeVos joins me now. Secretary, good to have you with us this evening. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Martha.
So school choice is getting a lot of attention right now for a number of reasons. I think because COVID-19 has made people aware of the choices that they could potentially have to go to different schools. And I know that you and the president want to make those dollars portable. Joe Biden does not want those dollars to be portable. Here is what he had to say about your program. Watch this.
If I'm president, Betsy DeVos's whole notion from charter schools to this are gone.
So what do you say to him about that? And are you in favor of letting people use their tax dollars that they've paid into education to go to private school or to go to religious school?
Well, Martha, Joe Biden probably doesn't remember it, but in 1997, he gave an impassioned speech on the Senate floor in favor of school choice. Today, he's turned his back on the kids that we're talking about, and he's turned his face in favor of the teachers' union and what they have to say and what they have to demand. And it's really shameful. Parents are demanding more choices today as their schools across the country are not serving them and the needs of their students. And we're seeing parents forming learning pods, micro schools, doing homeschooling, trying to access schools for which they have to pay tuition, small faith-based schools and other things, other schools. And so the demand for school choice and giving parents the control about their kids' future is continuing to grow, and it's a really important point in time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are waking up to all of this and wanting more options. The 97 speech that you talked about, he said, I'm only asking if public education is still the only answer when he talked about what the other options might be out there. But here's Randy Weingarten. In New York City, they've just delayed the opening for 10 days to prevent a strike. I don't know what 10 more days is going to do in terms of the education of the kids here in New York City, or them getting what they want, the teachers. But they're going to get 10 more days. Watch this.
The Democrats actually came to the table with the $400 billion that was needed. They didn't. The president walked away from doing schools. In his executive order, he didn't do anything about schools.
All right.
We know that schools need the money, and we know that kids need it.
They can't open. They need the money, Betsy.
Well, the president and this administration have been in favor of the resources needed to ensure kids can get back to school. And the reality is that there were $13 billion in the CARES Act that have gone largely unspent so far, and that can certainly be applied to getting kids back to school. It's an excuse for the most part, and the reality is that parents and their kids are being held hostage and captive in too many places by the teachers' unions' fears and their own agendas.
So the other big issue is content. That people are becoming more aware of what their kids are learning in school and what they're not learning in school, because a lot of times they're teaching them themselves and getting an up-close look at the curriculum. We put this up yesterday, but it really struck me. It was from the Wall Street Journal editorial, and a teacher in Philadelphia said that he tweeted out his concern that, quote, "conservative parents listening in are my chief concern" to his lessons. Here's what the president had to say about something that is kind of a new idea. I mean, in a way. He's coining it patriotic education. Here's what he said.
The only path to unity is to rebuild a shared national identity focused on common American values and virtues, of which we have plenty. This includes restoring patriotic education in our nation's schools, where they're trying to change everything that we've learned.
How are you going to do that, Secretary DeVos?
Again, giving parents the control over where their kids learn and what they're learning. It's been revealed to more and more parents today what's actually going on in their schools, or in many cases not going on. And it's an even greater argument for giving parents those choices and for promoting and advancing school choice in a meaningful way today.
So, I mean, right now it looks like school choice is impossible. A lot of efforts have been put forth. So it looks like the only way to achieve that would be to get some different, for people to vote for people who are in favor of that, I would imagine, right?
Well, we're very hopeful that all of those members of Congress are going to see the need for parents to have the choices and the control for their kids' education. And I'm very hopeful that when they come back to the table, they're going to do what's right for parents and kids and ensure that we're investing in the future of all of the kids in this country and allowing them to learn in the places and the ways that are going to work for them.
Well, I think parents have seen a lot of new options out there, and in a lot of ways to craft their education the way that they see fit. We will see where this goes. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, thank you very much. September 1st,
Thanks, Martha.
back to school time.